Tennessee whiskey has never been more popular. And with the growing number of new craft distilleries in this state, well, people are embracing it more than ever. Laura Faber takes us to a Davidson County distillery that is making award-winning spirits and has a great love story behind it.
There hasn't been a better time to be making whiskey in Tennessee. First of all, it's legal again. Second, more people than ever are rediscovering this spirit.
Not just your males, it's your females. It's all, multiple genders and races and internationally. I mean, American whiskey is growing outside the U.S. as well. I think we used to be seen as a subpar product of Scotch. American bourbon and Tennessee whiskey. I think people now realize, oh no, it's just as complex. It's just as good.
Jeff and Jenny Pennington are the owners of Pennington Distilling Company based in West Nashville. Once the state law changed in 2009, allowing legal distillation again, they knew they had to give their dream of making whiskey a chance.
Came across some photos the other day of Jeff in this room when it was stark white. There wasn't one piece of equipment. There was not one employee. I mean, it was just the two of us. And, those moments really put it in perspective to look back and just think how far we've come and how we've built this great team around us and a whole portfolio of brands now.
It's a real love story. Jeff and Jenny were high school friends from Franklin. They then worked for competing liquor distributors after college and hid their romance for a long time. Eventually, they married and are now on the journey of a lifetime. Their own brand of whiskey was the goal, but that takes 5 to 7 years.
We knew we wanted to make whiskey. We needed something we could use younger whiskey in. So we thought, okay, if we create like a Tennessee whiskey cream liqueur, it could allow us to use younger whiskey while we're letting it age.
It's cash flow. Getting into the whiskey business is not easy. It's an expensive proposition if you want to do it what we think is the correct way. And tradition, our values here is craftsmanship, quality, and heritage. Patience is important in whiskey. I've tasted a lot of craft whiskeys all over the country that, say they do this or they do that or, to try to age it faster. I've yet to taste anything myself that cheats time.
They also distill 2 types of vodka, along with many vodka products. The Pickers brand has ridging on the side of the bottle to mimic guitar frets, an ode to Music City. The premium Walton's vodka was named after Jenny's late father.
One day when we decided to actually get in the vodka business, we purchased the vodka still and everything, and we said, we really could try to make Walton's Finest vodka in a weeded recipe. That was what he preferred to drink. It definitely has a different taste profile. So we went through 100 prototypes, it felt like, and he had a book. He'd write it down, rate them, and finally, on the 99th one, he said, he would compare it to his vodka of choice. And he thought he was, once again, nope, the Walton's isn't there. I'm selecting the one I always pick. And he realized that he had chosen the Walton's over what he had drank for years. That was an exciting moment.
The goal has always been to create original craft spirits that reflect the character of Nashville and Tennessee. They give back a portion of revenue to local charities that support musicians, cancer research, animals, and more. And all their grain comes from the local Renfro farms.
We get our Tennessee white corn and our red winter wheat and our white cereal rye from them. And then when we're done with it, the mash goes right back to local farmers to feed hogs and cows.
Nearly every part of the process happens on site. The grain is milled here, then cooked, distilled, aged, and bottled. Carter Collins is the master distiller and tour guide.
Step 1, we're taking grain and we're grinding our grain in, putting it in our cooker where we're able to heat it, and that enables us to convert the starches in the grain to fermentable sugars.
Okay. After this, it goes here.
We'll transfer it into our fermenters and we'll add yeast, and they'll sit in the fermenters for 3 to 4 days. the yeast will consume those sugars, and the byproduct is alcohol and CO2.
All right. From here, it goes to the beautiful still.
When we put it in the still, this enables us to extract the alcohol from the mash. By putting it in the still, heating it up, the alcohol will evaporate, come up, condense, and what comes out at the end is new make whiskey. So this is what goes in the barrel.
Okay, and it's white. No color yet to it, nothing.
No color. The barrel will give it the color over time.
We hope when someone picks up a bottle at Kansas City or LA or Chicago or Louisville, that they're not just buying another product, they're buying a little bit of Nashville and a piece of Nashville and Tennessee. And so when they come through, we want to make them, not just a fan of our brands, but a fan of our industry and a fan of our heritage.
It's a love story that keeps on giving, and you can experience it too.